We'll buy some of the best cameras around and shoot photos and video daily, knowing good and well our storage is hanging on by a thread. I am 100% guilty of this. My 1TB MacBook Pro hasn't been below like 90% full in the last 2 years. But that's going to change because I'm changing my entire workflow around photo and video storage and editing. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris Hagan, a video producer and photographer in Portland, Oregon, and this is something that I used a lot during my days as a television reporter at TV stations, but never thought I'd need for myself. However, way too many external hard drives later, I now realize that I should have gotten a NAS a long time ago. The DXP4800 Plus from UGREEN was easy to set up, simplified my workflow, and saves me money, and it's fast. And I'll say this, although this video is sponsored and UGREEN sent this out for me to use, I was planning on buying one myself regardless. So I am excited to let you guys know how it can help and give you my honest first impressions. What I do want to emphasize is that this video highlights how I'm using the NAS within my workflow, but if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. And as I continue to use this over time, because it is becoming a staple in how I share and store my footage, I'll be happy to help and give you more of my observations. So if you didn't know, NAS, N-A-S, stands for Network Attached Storage. And the reason we use them at TV stations is because it allows you to have large amounts of storage, terabytes and terabytes of it, since we needed a lot of that to store the video pouring in that needed to be held onto for years. What I use it for now is storing photos and video personally and for different projects. Lots of photos and video for lots of different projects, and this DXP4800 Plus can handle up to 136 terabytes of storage. That's tens of millions of photos and thousands upon thousands of video clips wirelessly, if you so choose. I've made it my own personal cloud within the home, which also means I can edit and store footage away from my desk and throughout my entire house and outside of the house, but we'll talk about that later. So if you're new here, welcome, but if you've been around a while, you'd know that since a lot of the videos I make for this channel focus on comparing different cameras and lenses, JPEG recipes, and how I edit raw photos, I often need to use recipes and photos and different footage from previous shoots, and I need a lot of different files on hand at all times. My computer and external drives fill up fast with the necessary photos, and video fills up external drives even faster. Especially since starting to use the Nikon Z8 and taking advantage of filming in 8K, I need the added storage from this DXP4800 Plus, and I know a lot of you probably do too, even if it's something that you've never thought about. I mean, I posted a picture of this thing on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and so many of my friends working in photo and video immediately hit me up about needing a setup just like this. So the question we started with, how is this changing my workflow? Well, in a few ways, and I'm showing you all of this so hopefully it spurs some ideas for you on how to improve your storage game as well. Previously, when importing raw photos to edit in Lightroom Classic, they'd be stored on the local drive of my MacBook Pro. And even after exporting the edits, while I delete the unedited photos that didn't make the final cut, I do hang on to the photos that I edited just in case they need to be repurposed. And that's one of the biggest reasons my MacBook storage is like always full. The fix is now having my UGREEN NAS serve as the home for my raw photo files. And with my MacBook connected wirelessly to the NAS, I can edit from my desk, my kitchen table, couch, wherever, and have a lot more storage space freed up on my laptop. I can even send the files straight to the source from my SD card or any other media, thanks to the SD card slot and other ports, including USB-C and several USB-A on the NAS itself. Final edits of my photos will be stored on the NAS too, because not only is it a good backup, but because it'll make recalling them for future use a lot faster thanks to the AI album assistant. Typically, I store my photos in different folders by season and date, but within this AI feature, I'm able to search for people, places, animals, and more specifically. That's a huge time saver, especially, for example, when I'm trying to find a certain photo to compare in my videos. Previously, I'd been trying to remember which external drive a specific photo's on, especially if that photo is more than a year or two old. This setup could also be a fix for you if you're paying for extra cloud storage. With the UGREEN NAS app, you or a friend or coworker or spouse, that's foreshadowing, can access all of the photos you have stored on your home storage. And it's fast. This is a real-time screen recording of me navigating the app. Some of these are compressed JPEG photos. Some of them are full RAW photos from Nikon, Sony, and Fujifilm cameras that you can view natively within the app or on your computer. I do want to point out though that this NAS, while providing excellent local storage and more that we'll get to in a minute, probably shouldn't be used as your only backup. For important files, it's still worth having them in at least one other place physically, be that an external drive or your laptop, because if the files are only on your NAS and something goes wrong, that's it, they're gone. But what having this DXP4800 Plus does is give me more room to operate within the home and share online, which we'll talk about more in just a second. But already, I have cleared up so much space for my MacBook Pro. The first night that I set up the NAS, I went into some of my old Lightroom Classic catalogs that were still living on my local drive, and within Lightroom, I moved the files from my MacBook Pro to the NAS. Doing it this way, all of my photos remain linked to that Lightroom catalog, and I didn't get any file could not be found messages. And you can see, as I'm transferring this massive catalog of the photos I took during spring 2025, I'm getting more and more space back on my MacBook Pro. Now, as much as I'm excited about reworking how I edit, store, and organize my photos, what you can do with video from both a storage and production standpoint is just as helpful, due in large part to transfer speeds. Because individual clips, especially anything shot in 4K at 60 or 120 frames per second, and certainly at 8K, will take up space in a hurry, it's nice having the extra storage to save video on for a later date. With a download speed of up to 1,250 megabytes per second, that's the equivalent of downloading a full terabyte in about 20 minutes. And this can be done simultaneously while editing photos off your NAS or transferring lots of files at once because it's powered by a 12th generation 5-core Intel processor. Personally, I don't have my NAS connected to my MacBook Pro via Ethernet cable, so I'm not getting that speed. However, I am still getting really good transfer speeds for large files. I moved about 7 gigabytes from my MacBook Pro to the NAS over my local Wi-Fi network, and then compared how fast it was compared to uploading to Google Drive with really fast upload speeds on fiber internet, and the NAS was faster. So again, this just makes it less of a burden to categorize and store video files. If you need something, you can quickly pull it from the NAS instead of needing it to live on your local drive and take up precious space. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention that this is a great system for working within a team. I've worked with several companies now that use this type of storage system, so it feels good to be able to incorporate my own into a professional workflow. As for how it might work within your day-to-day life, say within your family, I'll use my own as an example. With my wife, I take a lot of family photos that I'll edit and share with her. But with a kid and a dog and a fast-paced life, sometimes too filled with other work, sometimes our timing just doesn't sync up. So we made her a user profile on the UGREEN NAS where she has access to a shared folder for family photos. Now, when I'm done editing these photos, the folder can go straight there and she can download however many she wants, whenever she wants, instead of me bugging her to stop everything she's doing at the moment and receive a 200 photo airdrop. And again, if you're trying to save on iCloud storage, this is a really solid alternative to a shared album within the iPhone Photos app because the functionality of it and how quickly it runs is just as quick as using the native app on my phone. The same goes for working within a group or with coworkers on a specific project. Let's say you're in a hurry or just want to share files efficiently with a client or an editor. You can upload from the field by just, for example, plugging your SD card into your phone and sending the files straight to your NAS from outside of the home, as long as you have it connected to the internet. Then those files can be downloaded by anyone you've given access to by simply sharing a link. And for those of you saying that you can do this with other cloud-based storage, sure, you could, but if it's sensitive material like assets for an unreleased project, isn't it better to have the files in your own secure cloud storage? Not to mention, it's a faster upload speed than a cloud account. And again, with those cloud accounts, we're talking about fees that add up month after month, whereas with the UGREEN NAS, you pay once for the storage you need, and then the payments are done. So while we're at it, let's talk about money a little bit more. Subscription culture, the absolute worst. And paying for storage is probably one of the worst ways subscriptions have hit us, because it's so necessary with all the files that we move day to day, but it's just a cost I don't feel like we should have to pay. For example, just making sure I have important files backed up, I pay monthly for extra Dropbox and iCloud storage, and I think it comes out to more than $350 a year. Once I throw in the cost of my current external drives, plus inevitably needing to buy more as I continue to store more photos, you're starting to approach the cost of purchasing and setting up your own NAS. And look, guys, that's just facts and math. I know this is like a pro UGREEN NAS video, but I'm gonna show you this. This is a little bag I have of external drives. And in this bag, I've got a 2 terabyte drive. This is a 4 terabyte drive. I'm sure that will never fail on me. And another black 1 terabyte, and I think another 2 terabyte in there. So all of these, if you buy all of these, I'm pretty sure they add up to, or they get very close to, the cost of buying a NAS. Again, this is just the opinion of someone who's trying to help you get ahead of the game. But before you go, there are a few more important things to know. Once again, so you know best practices for storing important files, the 3-2-1 method is always recommended, even if a lot of us probably don't follow that method. I know I could do better. Basically, 3-2-1 means you have at least 3 copies of your files on 2 different types of storage, with 1 copy stored off-site. So for critical files like client work, I'd have a copy on my NAS, external drive, and or my laptop, and off-site somewhere like a cloud service. You can be the judge of what files you deem necessary for such treatment. If you want a seamless backup process, the UGREEN NAS can be synced with Google Drive. So you can move your files to your personal storage and online cloud storage at the same time. And since we just talked about saving money, the other thing you need to know is that if you use the link and code in the description, you'll get 20% off your order, making this system even more of an affordable solution. The moral of the story is photography and filmmaking, they're expensive, whether it's a hobby or if it's work. But for once, we do have the advantage of storage like this NAS offered from UGREEN becoming a lot more user-friendly and cost-effective than it's ever been. I hope this helps some of you out there that may be struggling with cloud storage, and hopefully you learned a little something today about just the different ways you can store your photos and footage that make things a lot easier. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.